Today is coming to a close. It's the 3rd of July, and of course that means day 3 of Camp NANOWRIMO. I have to say I've had fairly good progress, but I'm noticing the effort involved in writing consistently every day after just those 3 days. Today I've managed about 2,500 words. I spent exactly 2 hours at my desk today from 3:45 until 5:45, but I'm now at 7,000 words in total, which according to my notes on the NaNoWRIMO website is 12% of what I'm looking for on my 60,000 word manuscript. So I've got to be happy with that. Yesterday I wrote very early in the morning, and then we had a family party which had been planned, and that went on for about 20 guests till about 10 o'clock at night. So it was a great family time, but I knew I had to get my writing out of the way first thing in the morning. I knew that if I was going to be having a late night last night, I wasn't going to have a productive or effective and thoughtful writing time this morning. So I deliberately shelved that idea and planned to write late afternoon, which traditionally has always been a good time for me because it allows me to get my morning work out of the way and done and dusted before I then either pick up a laptop or, as has been the case today and yesterday, I've worked with a pen, going through my manuscript and then transferring the handwritten edit to my laptop. So I'm going to take a USB stick, put the existing manuscript onto that USB stick, take it to the local print shop and have a print copy of what is almost the final version of the manuscript, take that to be printed, and then go to a coffee shop for breakfast and work through the 12 chapters of the book for what I think is a final edit, so that I can then upload that possibly tomorrow. More realistically, I think it will be Wednesday the 5th, and load that onto the Atticus software so that I can format the book and start to insert examples or case studies into each chapter, because I've got those written and ready. I've kept those examples separate from the main manuscript and the lessons to go into the 12 chapters, but I'm going to put one of each of the case studies. They're about 400 to 600 words each. I'm going to put one of those at the back of each of the chapters so that the finished version will be a chapter and a case study of somebody and their meaningful work process. And that will run through from the beginning to the final chapter of the book. So there are action steps and learning points in the manuscript for people to take advantage of and to benefit from. But my plan is to have that all finished by the end of this week, so that on Saturday, which will be the 8th of July, I actually have a book that I can upload in its final format to Atticus. Next week I can then work on my new manuscript from scratch and have that done and finished also by the end of July. So wish me luck. It's very ambitious. I think I'm probably overstretching myself, but that's always been something I think I benefit from, and I think I enjoy that level of pressure. Just looking at my notes here, I've written down 4 things that I think I'm learning so far this month in Camp NaNoWRIMO 2023. The first one I've written down is to set my writing time or allocate that writing time the night before. It's important to arrive on time and to keep that appointment with yourself. If you say you're going to write tomorrow at 4 p.m. and you can't get there at 4, but you can at 4:15 or 4:30, stick with that. Allocate those 2 hours that you were going to write from 4 o'clock, and now you're just extending them from 4:30 to 6:30, but the 2 hours are being done. And what you're doing is you're ticking off your commitment to yourself to have a good day, a good writing day within Camp NaNoWRIMO. The second point I've got written down here is to have everything you need to write within your appointment so that you don't have to leave your desk within that time commitment. So I've said writing tools, paper and pencil, your laptop, maybe some sweets, some coffee, a bottle of water. You've got everything you need so that you can stay at your desk for that period of time, that time is blocked out and protected because you don't need to leave the work area. The third thing I've written down is know your numbers. And here I'm talking about the statistics, which if you look at the website for Camp NaNoWRIMO, the website is nanowrimo.org. You go to your profile page and you click on stats and you update the current day that you're in. So I've just added that I wrote today from 3:45 to 5:45, that I achieved 2,500 words. These are approximate. If you want to put down 2,417 words, you can do that, but I always just go to the nearest 100 words. So I've put in 2,500 words, and that's where it calculates for me that I'm at my 7% point of my 60,000 word target for the month of July. July is an enormous month of 31 days of potential activity and writing for Camp NaNoWRIMO. Today is just day 3. So what I've written in my fourth point is simply this. Look to have a good first week. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overcomplicate the process by thinking, I've got to write at a certain time every day for 31 days. Yes, you do. But right now, how about just saying, I'm going to get to the end of the first week of NaNoWRIMO, which means getting through to the evening of Friday, the 7th of July, knowing that you've written something every day, knowing that you have committed time and set time aside in your diary at least once during each day. And it might be half an hour, it might be 2 or 3 hours. We all have different time scales and different time pressures on what we can commit to the process of Camp NaNoWRIMO. But I've simply said to myself, Nick, have a good first week and you can recalculate, recalibrate and tackle week 2 as a separate goal as part of the 31 days of July. Keep the pressure off yourself with a short-term focus so that you're thinking, okay, I know when I'm writing today, and then you sit down and you tackle that task and you get the words done, or you add the editing to your existing work in progress. But the next day is probably the furthest afield that you need to look. I'm only looking at this for the 4 days from 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th of July, and that takes me right up till the end of Friday evening. I can write any time in those next few days, and you can do exactly the same. Wherever you are in the world, whatever your writing process is and whatever your writing project is for July, I hope it goes well. Keep it one day at a time, keep it one page at a time, and of course, happy writing.